Hey everyone, I'm going to react to My Hero Academia Season 6, Episode 2. Mirko, the number 5 hero. Yay! I am so excited for this episode because, I'm so excited about her, to see her in action. So the fact that this episode is, titled after her, I'm like, yay, because that means we're going to see a whole lot of her, right? Last episode was them basically the battle between the heroes and the villains starting because we had two groups. One heading into the hospital where the doctor was conducting his experiments, and then the other was heading to the Liberation Front's headquarters, basically. So yeah, and then Mirko entered to the morgue and then came face to face with the real doctor. So I'm excited to see what's gonna happen next, and that's what happened last episode. And before we get into this one, if you guys have my reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and please consider support me on Patreon. Consider supporting me on Patreon at patreon.com/feelme. And now let's start this episode. And here we go, Mirko. I'm so excited, and here we go. With the title, the Mirko, the fifth hero, whatever. I was so excited to see her in action, and it was awesome. But I also felt like it was too short. Yeah, I felt like it was short. Like I wanted to see more. She infiltrated the morgue. He's like, "Are you the real one?" And then she's like, "I don't know, wants to kick you." I don't know. Each time she says that, it's always funny to me for some reason. I don't know, wants to kick you. And then was like, "Don't kill him, but I'll kick him first." She just wants to kick. But yeah, the doctor says he was in danger. There was another small Nomu that should have jumped in and tried to save him, But Mirko got rid of that one. That one, I think, has the double quirk with him. So he was gonna try to make another copy of the doctor, but then Mirko destroyed him. And during that that time that she was taking to kill the Nomu, the doctor activated all the other high ends that were still, reserved and everything, so that he can have the time to escape. He had these two sort of like canisters with him, and there was last episode, I believe, he was talking about how all the equipment that was needed. Do the heroes know how long he's been trying to store up all these quirks and stuff? So I feel like those two canisters or whatever that he has in his hands, that he sat on the chair, and him and his chairs, and then the chairs just took him away from that place. I feel like those two canisters must have some kind of contain quirks in them, I guess. I just wonder what kind of quirks they are. So Mirko was left with those high-end Nomus to face. There was one in particular that sounded like a woman. And when they zoomed in on that Nomu, she looked familiar to me. For some reason, when I saw her, I immediately thought about the dragon hero. I feel like I wrote her name down. I'm sure I wrote her name, Ryukyu. That's who I immediately thought about. But Ryukyu is still alive, so it's not like she died a long time ago and then they used her to make this particular Nomu. But it looked really familiar to me. I don't know. But then there was the one other Nomu that sort of had this quirk that was sort of like that twisted Mirko's arm, And then I thought about, there was the one villain. I think it was during the what's his name? I think it was during the Shie Hasaikai group saga thing, there was a villain or someone in particular that sort of like warped the environment? Or am I mixing myself up? I don't know. I don't quite remember who that person was. I don't remember if that person was working for Chisaki. Probably was working for Chisaki. He could sort of like warp the environment, you know? So when this guy sort of like used his power to sort of like twist Mirko's arm, it looks similar to that kind of power set, you know? So then I'm like, okay, did they use that villain, whoever it was? I don't quite remember the face of the person. I just I was just reminded of that quirk, you know? So I don't quite remember who it was and whatnot. But I was thinking maybe that person died and then they used that person to make this high-end normal, you know? But yeah. They twisted her arm, so her arm is sort of like unusable as of one arm is like unusable as of right now. And her legs, she used her legs she wrapped her legs around that one high end and then sort of like twisted it, cut off the head and slammed it to the ground. So apparently that high end Nomu is dead. So she's like, okay, if me just like decapitating you is gonna be the way to kill you, then I guess it's gonna be easy or something or other like that. I don't know. But she still had a couple of Nomus to face. And then you have at that moment that happened between Endeavor and Eraserhead, where usually when someone's attacking like like a Nomu is attacking or whatever, Eraserhead would like stop them in their tracks, and then Endeavor would like kill them, and then he was like, "You want to be my psychic?" I'm like, and he's like, "No, I have to take care of my lazy students." I don't know. Either way, I'm like, "Yeah, go take care of your students." And then let's go to Kaminari. Kaminari has been like just like losing it, being like at the forefront of the attack, you know. And then you have Jiro in the background that was like, Tokoyami is gonna be okay, but I'm worried about Kaminari, you know. And then Kaminari is up there in the front, like I said, losing it. And then you have Midnight just trying to talk him down and just telling him, you know, if you can't worry about, because they were saying we need to stop these traders, basically stop them in their tracks, or if they escape or whatnot, they're gonna hurt somebody else. So Mina was just telling him to think about those people that they will possibly hurt should they escape, and then try to stop them like right here and there, you know. But then he also said, if you can think about some abstract person that might die because of this, then think about what's important to you or who's important to you and whatnot. And then he like looked back, and then you see them sort of like doing sort of like a beeline straight to Ojiro. I'm like, oh, he's worried about her, you know. And that's where he summoned the strength. And then you have, when I saw that one person, I forgot. Did they say we squirk? They probably said he squirk, but I don't think I wrote it down. He had the stun gun in his hands, and I think he used it to sort of like supercharge his power and all of that. You have that dude that has the laptop and everything, has everybody under surveillance. He heard when Jin told Hawks about Shigaraki undergoing this research, like trying to make himself stronger and everything. He heard that, and then he said that he kept his eyes on Hawks, but Hawks, being the sly person that he was, this guy did not notice anything out of the order until it was too late. And then, yeah, he was blaming Jin. Last episode, when Jin basically told Hawks what Shigaraki was doing, and you see Hawks saying that you're a nice dude or something or other like that. I'm like, I feel so bad for him because he trusted Hawks, and Hawks used that trust against him. And yeah, Jin is like, he's so kind. Yeah, he is a kind person, even though he's among the League of Villains. Well, among the Paranormal Liberation Front and whatnot. He's a kind person at heart. So when Hawks used him like that, I felt bad for him. And then this episode was like, yeah, he saw Jin's fault because he spoke too much. And then that Thunderbolt dude person was just like, getting ready to face all these heroes, and he was making himself he was touting himself as being the strongest, whatever. And then he was going out there, and I'm like, clearly Kaminari is gonna be the one that's gonna be facing this dude. And this dude just launched this massive attack, and then Kaminari is just like there absorbing everything. Kaminari, he was so cool during that scene. Like, he was so cool, and that's why they ended it. And Tokoyami is like, I knew you were strong enough when it comes to protecting your friends or something. I don't quite remember exactly how he phrased it, but basically, him thinking about his friends makes him stronger. Basically, that's what Tokoyami was saying. And I'm like, yeah, friends. But I think this particular case is not just a friend, it's something more. I don't know, the fact that they were thinking about each other in this scenario, I'm like, that's so cute. Like Ojiro and Kaminari. Oh, so cute. What else happened? The doctor was there with Shigaraki. I think he's trying to expedite the research or whatever it is that he's doing with Shigaraki. I think he's trying to expedite it because they don't have. I think they were saying that they needed 1 more month, I guess, for Shigaraki to come to full fruition or whatever with this thing that he's undergoing. But then with the heroes attacking, that's sort of it's gonna shorten that time. They won't have that amount of time to finish this procedure or whatnot. So I feel like he went there to try to expedite what he's going through. So yeah. I was also sort of like confused a little bit because not confused, but I'm like, why? I don't know. Last episode they said, okay, we were gonna attack the villains on these 2 fronts, right? One is gonna attack the hospital, one is gonna attack the Gunga Mountain Villa and whatnot, and that they were gonna do it at the same time. And then you clearly have Endeavor and his people attacking the hospital, but then these guys over here are just like slowly marching toward the villa. I'm like, when are you guys gonna attack? It's supposed to be a simultaneous attack. While the other guys are doing the thing, you should be doing your thing at the same time. But then Endeavor started his stuff, and then you guys are starting your stuff. It's like, it should be simultaneous. But it wasn't. So I'm like, either way, the Liberation Front people, they got surprised by the attack. And Dabby just heard the thing and he was just walking away, like he didn't care. I don't know. We'll see. Thank you guys for watching, and if you like this reaction, please give it a thumbs up, subscribe, and if you want to see my reaction to this episode, you can do so by checking out my Patreon at patreon.com/feelingme, and you can also see the full length of this reaction there as well. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye. Bam, 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 bam. Mais pour me rabaisser, ils sont toujours premiers, ils m'empêcher de briller, ils vont pas y arriver parce que pour nous là c'est en haut.